We live? I think so. All right. I'm gonna bring up the Trello board and we'll get rocking. For a lot of our students, this is our last official week, so let us know how things are going. I moved somebody, so let's start with them. Complete to establish maternity. I moved you into plain language review because I know that that happened on Friday. You want to give your update to the group?
Yes. So last week we met with Caroline, and then we started implementing some changes. We met with Aubrey a little bit ago, talking about next steps, and then we messaged Professor Colarusso for a meeting with him, but that's kind of where we're at, just making those little changes and hoping for another meeting. So, yeah.
I just saw that those messages came in during our last meeting, so I see they're there.
Great. Yeah, so Caroline brought up lots of different avenues that this form can be taken. So I think that defining maybe an MVP for which of those avenues it can be released for first and kind of narrowing that down is going to be probably their goal for the end of the week. Both Kajal and Shauna are done on Friday. So great work, you guys. Power through your last few days. All right.
Before you order any more, Colin?
Michelle, you've been muted. Thanks.
Sorry.
It's okay. Right. How about Sarah? Since you've gotten to join us.
Yes, and I might need to move this past this column. I have officially done the SME review. I have all the information I need. I just need to finish the form. I was not a shining star this week because I forgot finals were a thing, but they end today. So by Friday, I will be ready to put it, to put it into buffer and then to send to Caroline for plain language review. So I will do that Friday.
Okay, that sounds great. And if we had gold stars, you would still get one because you are a shining star. So yes, I just moved you into the buffer while you're implementing those SME updates and let us know if you need anything. Fantastic. How about our pre-trial memo? Joa, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Just doing final edits so we can get it to a good shape by the end of the week. And working on updating the GitHub and the Trello because I actually haven't updated this Trello card in a while. So I need to get on that by Friday.
Okay, great. Yes, and I mean, that's going to be a big task for anybody as they jump off is make sure your GitHub and Trello are up to date. You don't have to actually have everything done, as I've said, but to maintain the knowledge that you've absorbed and are probably laying in bed worrying about at night. If you're anything like me, just thinking all your thoughts, write them down so that you don't have to think them anymore and somebody else can pick them up. So awesome, Joelle. Thank you so much. You are a great example. Ryan, how are you doing? Change name.
I'm doing well. I'm now realizing that without Donna, I probably have not been as diligent about updating my Trello card as I should be. She was really good about reminding, but I should probably move it because I have finished up my testing matrix and scenario matrix, and I am planning on meeting with you, Aubrey, after this shortly. And then for everyone else, hopefully we'll hear something about testing on the juvenile name change form by the end of today if all things go well, but if not, maybe tomorrow if we have to fix some things.
All right, awesome. I've moved you to the testing board, so you're no longer on development, but that does mean you'll need to go back and update your checklists and make sure that you caught all the little things on the way there. But awesome. And yes, we will meet. And so for everyone, if we get that out, hopefully by the end of the day, that's an ask for the team to just go in and do one of the testing scenarios. I will also link the video that I did on how to actually run a test. For anybody who needs any help, you can let us know. But that is an ask for the larger group to go and run one of those tests. If you remember from like our third day together, we did that. So cool. All right. Regis, how are you doing? I know late docketing's kind of been simmering. How's everything else?
Yeah, while it has been simmering, I went through my playground and tried to clean it up a little bit because I realized that it was a bit messy and disorganized. So I thought that was just a little way to fill the time while we wait for feedback. And then in terms of the jury instruction project, I wasn't here Friday, but we had good news last Tuesday after stand up, which has been very nice. And now it is all big and running. Things have slowed down on that end a little bit because now when it's running through, it takes a very long time because the file is very large. So it is what it is. But other than that, everything is very, very good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Have I missed anyone? Caroline, or Catherine, I mean, sorry. How are we doing on, where did I put it?
Appeals
Our
appendix.
appeals brief, yes.
Yeah. It's going well. I don't have that many more updates since Friday, kind of the same, just building out the questions and adding like special features to each questions. They all make sense. That's about it.
Okay, great. And Catherine's been working a lot with the exhibit class that Quentin built out. And I think she pointed out one question. I don't know if she's going to bring it to Teaching Tuesday, but I've also flagged Catherine to just watch the exhibit uploads and like pay attention to what she's actually uploading to try to monitor that while the whole PDF issue is kind of floating around. All right. Okay. Anybody else with a Trello card that I've missed? I think I got everyone. All right. I'm going to stop my share and we'll move to the team. Bryce, do you have anything you want to share?
Not much other than trying to work on HTTPS stuff for security, making progress in Jefferson Parish, and making progress in all of the Tyler stuff.
Godspeed. Michelle, how are you doing?
We are doing okay. Working through some health stuff, so things are not as ideal as they could be or as quick, but working on it. First things first, Thursday, not going to do office hours, but unless there is a special need for something, so let me know, but otherwise I won't be doing them. And other than that, I think I had a thing, but I do not remember what it is.
All right, raise your hand if I should come back to you.
Sure.
Quentin, did you have anything?
Yeah, just like form progress, I could say like I've been working on the Illinois fee waiver a bit more and moving that forward. Now I have the official form, which is great. And noodling over what changes to make for the CDC form in light of what Caroline just mentioned, which is Massachusetts is no longer requiring you to say that you live in a county with a high transmission rate. So thinking I'm just staying tuned until we get there's supposed to be a call with the Chief Justice of the Housing Court soon that might answer some questions there. So thinking not making changes until that happens.
All right, sounds good. David, did you have anything?
One was a question for Regis. Had you started doing any testing framework stuff for your form while you're waiting for Paul? Because that's another thing you could be doing while waiting.
I have not, but I can.
Well, that's something that you can then put on if you need some help getting pointed in the right direction. I think Opry can shoot you some links. And then we had an issue that we discussed at the tactical meeting right before this. And if Michelle, if you could give me some update by the end of the day as to where you're at, just so I know what the stuff you're working on. And likewise, Quentin, if you just touch base at the end of the day as to where things stand, just so that I can get a feel, and we'll keep an eye on it until we can replicate, and hopefully John can.
I won't have any updates today, would be my guess, David, but we'll keep looking at it, but I don't think we'll have any.
Oh no, I don't think we'll figure it out today either. I don't want you to touch base with me at the end of the day to let me know where things are at, and we'll keep touching base until we figure it out. All right, cool. Nothing else from me.
Great. And Caroline, if you are there and have an update, you can unmute, but I think maybe you've stepped away. Kate, did you have anything for the group?
No, I actually just got, we had a 209A come through our office where the client pro se found and used our tool to do her 209A. It looks, I don't know if I've seen like somebody who did it completely pro se. It looks really good, and I can see where the like kind of the questions, the add another event, like you can kind of see it in her affidavit, and I think it's a client who probably couldn't have done really gotten the structure very well on her own. The addenda are still funky in it though. A little
Is
weird.
that a technical
like,
term? Is that,
yeah.
we should add that to the check to the.
Yeah, because I mean, what it ends up, I don't know if this is like the intent, but it ends up like repeating the entire text of the affidavit in the addenda, plus like whatever didn't fit in the initial space. And I don't know if that's the intent or not.
Do you think that was the intent? So we don't
Okay.
want things to get lost between.
That makes sense. If that's the
Listening to the
intent.
right place. So yeah, that's good feedback.
Cool. I just thought it looked good and wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, and did we ever share with the larger group the success we had with the appeals court?
Yeah, I think we talked about it in a casual Friday, but not in an official setting. So.
Oh, well, there was a case that came before, just to give you an idea of how the stuff that, how many people have any idea what I'm talking about? Okay, good. Yeah, there's enough people that it's worth the time. So the appeals court forms, just to give you an example of what all of you guys are doing and the potential impact of all of the work you have. There was a case that came before the appeals court a couple weeks back now. Someone had gone to housing court in the morning. An eviction had been ordered. The constable was at their home. They were removing the property from the house. The person then used our e-filing with the appeals court to file a stay of the eviction. And the judge allowed the stay, and they had to put the property back. And so basically an eviction that was physically in process was paused because of the appeals court form that was made here. So, and it couldn't have happened in any other way, because the only other way to do it would have been to go from the housing court to the appeals court physically. So absent our tool, it would not have happened. So absent our tool, that person would have been out of their house that afternoon. So just to give you an idea of the power of what you're doing. So, yay.
That's amazing. Audible claps.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, that's incredible.
But that could be any of your
Incredible to
forms.
know.
We just know about this because we happen to find out about it. But that could be, something like that could be any of your work.
Yeah. It's really life-changing work. So thank you for making sure that everyone heard that. Great end of summer story. All right. I don't think, do we have any more updates? Anything for anyone? That's a Good News Tuesday. So I think we should call it.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
That's me. I call it.
Yeah. And then hopefully we'll maybe have Ryan's and Donna's form very close to MVP by the end of the week here. I know Regis's and Catherine's form that they started off together is very close. We're just waiting for the feedback. And then I know other people are at various bits. But I feel confident that a lot of these things are we're all starting to bear fruit. And I know a lot of people have been working on sort of piecework that's here and there that doesn't come to the same sort of hurrah, but it's all been very productive.
Yeah, fantastic.